This episode of Test Drive is brought to you by Elmec and their EV Duty Smart Home Charger.
The F-150, you can't take a drive anywhere without seeing at least one. Ford has taken its best pickup and turned it electric. This is the 2023 Ford F-150 Lightning. You're not gonna wanna miss this one. We've got a lot of stuff to go over, so let's do it. So this week I have been driving the Platinum version of the F-150 Lightning. Pretty much every option that you could want from a pickup truck is on this one, but some highlights include the 22-inch bright machined wheels that you're gonna see, a B&O surround sound system. It's an 18-speaker surround sound audio system, which is really good, probably one of the top I've heard this year. It comes with Ford Co-Pilot and Ford's Blue Cruise. We're also gonna get some really comfortable and really nice premium Nirvana leather seating and ventilated front seats, which is also very cool. The tow technology package and the Max tow trailer package. So it's got everything in the Platinum and it's very, very cool. So next up is the battery and power for the Ford F-150 Lightning. So since this is the all-wheel drive, big battery, long range, it is a 131 kilowatt hour battery with a maximum range of 483 kilometers. That's just for the Platinum. If you go for the Lariat or the XLT trims, you're gonna get a 512 kilometer range, which is good, but I really do like the Platinum. So for the horsepower of this big truck, we're gonna look at 580 horsepower, 775 pound-feet of torque. 580, that's insane. We're so close to 600 in a pickup truck. You'll see when I take you for a drive that pickup trucks should not go this fast. It's ridiculous. Towing capacity for the F-150 Lightning is a max of 10,000 pounds and the max payload is 1,650. Charging times this year for the F-150 Lightning is a level 1. You're looking at a really, really long time, 24 hours plus. I plugged it in at home, it was around 50% on a Friday night, and it told me it would only be done at 4:11 a.m. on a Sunday, which is a crazy amount of time. But for just maintaining battery charge, it's been actually useful just to use that little home charger that the car does come with. So level 2 is gonna be around 8 hours from 15 to 100%, which is good. That's your basic home charger that you plug into a dryer outlet. Very good. While you're sleeping, you almost have a full battery, so I like that too. Level 3, 41 minutes from 15% to 80. And you can even power your house if you have the right adapter with your breaker and you're inside your house. And also for the Ford F-150, you can power your house for a few days. I think Ford says it's about up to 3 days, which is really cool in case you're in an emergency and you really need house power, heat, whatever. We have that in the F-150 Lightning. It's really made for every single use. So talking about battery power, charging, and all those great things, it's good news to note that by 2025, Ford has signed a deal with Tesla to use its supercharger network with Ford's. You're gonna have to buy a certain adapter, but it should work very, very well. So with all that great specs and numbers out of the way, let's take a look around the rest of the vehicle. All right, so as usual, as always, up first is the front of the F-150 Lightning. And the thing that stands out to me the most is this big front grille, and then also this huge, you can't call it a lightning bolt, but almost lightning-esque kind of front light bar that comes all the way across. It's a daytime running LED that comes right across. You kind of see it flashing on the camera right now. Looks really cool at night, as well as you have these main big boy headlight LEDs here too that are gonna follow you around at night, which is very, very cool. Then we have a bunch of sensors, a front-facing camera right below that Ford logo. Same iconic Ford logo that we all know and love for years, and maybe some of you hate it. That's possible too. Then lower we have a battery cooler here. It's actually on right now because it's blazing hot in Quebec. I'm sweating in these pants. And yeah, so the car is probably sweating in its pants as well. We have 2 big tow hooks right in the front here so that the car can actually pull stuff. And overall, I really love the front of the F-150 Lightning. It's my favorite F-150 front that Ford makes. Very cool. And also, of course, it's made for use in every kind of situation. So it has a front trunk. And it also solves one of the problems last week that I complained about on the Polestar, how front trunks have no button, they have no key fob. Ford has literally listened to me or read my mind, and now I have a button on the key fob that I can open the front trunk with, or I have a button right here. Press it once, it pops the hood. I don't have to touch a thing. Bingo bango, it opens. $123,000 the price for this one. So that kind of has to happen, otherwise what are you doing? So there we go. We're in the front trunk. The front trunk has a whole bunch of space. It could fit my whole body. It can also fit some stuff underneath. It's got a little drain underneath here, so you could put cooler ice stuff and it'll leak. It'll just kind of drop out of the floor, which is very cool. And again, going back to that usable in any condition kind of thing, we have some outlets over here that I can pull up, open up here. You got two USB, or one USB normal, one USB-C, and 4 powered outlets that you can have here. You can actually just leave stuff plugged in here, close the front trunk, and you can power it from the front. Really, really cool. One touch right here. Thing closes right back up with no issue at all. Hands-free. I love that thing. Okay, so now round back of the F-150 Lightning. If you're following an F-150 Lightning, this is exactly what you're gonna see. The nice big F-150 writing right there. That's pretty standard across all the F-150s, as well as that classic Ford logo. Then we have some plugs here for the trailer hitch, and of course the thing that you're going to insert your ball into for towing. Like I said, max towing capacity is 10,000 for this year. Then we have these awesome tail lights that come right around. They wrap all the way around here, and they're very, very cool. Again, probably one of my favorite features in the exterior of the Ford F-150 Lightnings is the headlights and the taillights. I love the design here, very cool. You got a backup camera right here, as well as like a big light that can come out of the back here for that like 360-degree lighting that it can do, which I'll show you throughout the video here. And then of course we have a bunch of parking sensors, because this has 360-degree camera and parking sensors everywhere, so it's very convenient. And also, of course, like I said, 123K, we have an automatic rear tailgate that will come down automatically and go back up automatically. Very great. I love the attention to detail that Ford has put into the F-150 Lightning. They know that you're going to use this to work. They know that you're going to use this to commute. So for those of you that are working, you have a whole ruler right here to measure stuff, cut stuff. Really solid surface here too. Any weather, weatherproof completely. Really like it. So of course the tailgate is automatic, and it is a little bit higher up off the ground, so Ford has also done something to make that easier for us to get in. So I press this little button, the seat here, the step here, will actually drop down. And that's not all. We also have a little bar that comes right out, lifts right up like this, clicks into place, very solid. So then now, this is the setup, that's how it looks. I can actually get right up here, one step, all the way up, just like that. If you have stuff to put in here, anything like that, it's very, very cool. So since I'm up here, I might as well show you that I can see the nice panoramic sunroof from up here. I can also see this camera that is a little bit of a backup camera, but also it has a way cooler use. So when I'm driving on the highway or anywhere and I have something in my bed and I'm concerned about it flipping around or flying off, well, I can actually from the front use this camera that's facing right into the bed, very high quality too, and I can see exactly what's going on in my trunk bed. I love that attention to detail. It's very, very cool. We also have a nice Ford logo right here. This window here is automatic. And then again, if you're using power tools back here, we can come right over here. We can lift this up, and all of these are different. You got 2 outlets here, you got USB charging here, as well as more outlets and everything like that. That can all be controlled from inside the cabin, whether you want it constantly on or not. It's just very, very cool. So here we are, side of the F-150 Lightning, your standard pickup side profile that you're used to seeing. Although you can see kind of how the headlights and taillights bleed over to the side of the body. Very cool, and you also get a great shot of these massive 22-inch rims that look very cool, very aerodynamic as well. For being the most expensive kind of trim that you can get, they still look EV-like, which I like as well. And then we come up here a little bit and we have these huge side view mirrors. Really provides a lot of visibility. You also have a huge door. Passenger and the driver have huge windows. I love the windows here too. Then all the doors are one-touch lock and unlock for all 4 doors. I can put my hand in any one and I can lock from any one. And the windows, the mirrors will also fold in here when you lock the car, which is very nice. A little bit more up in the front, we have the F-150 Platinum. Fun fact, this one is real. This one actually opens up here with a press. There you go. It opens up with a press. The other one on the other side looks exactly the same, but does not open up. But anyways, you have your normal standard plug here, and then you flip this guy down for your DC fast charger plug. Works very well. I used it this week. No problems at all. There you go. There's a side profile. Let's take a look what it looks like in the rear. First up, let's open this big rear massive door that you can fit anything in. Right away, I'm greeted by this nice trim, this B&O big boy speaker, and like it's like this nice Alcantara kind of trim with this leather and this open wood. You also get a little cup holder in the door as well, which I like. And we also have a step that has like these little things on them that you can kind of rub your feet on, so you're not tracking mud and garbage into the nice F-150 Platinum that you've bought here. And I just have room for years and room for days, and I could literally, it's just, I could sleep back here. It's so much room, it's insane. I said there was a lot of room on the Ram too, and it's kind of almost the same thing, but it's just different because it's an EV, so I feel like I have so much more room. This is my driver profile. Got a little bit of things here. I'll move over a little bit so you can get in just a little bit more and see exactly what I'm talking about. We have Platinum writing on the seats here. Very nice two-tone leather, very, very comfortable. We also have this little cup holder. It's gonna fold down for us. Very nice. It's fit for a king back here, I'll say that. We also have some vents so you can get cooled air, which is actually very helpful right now because I am sweating up a storm here. And then also we have 2 heated seats. No ventilation in the back seat, which sucks a little bit. You think the Platinum, it should be full beams back here. We should have screens, you know, we should just have at least ventilated seats. That's my point. But we do also have 2 more cup holders right here, so you can have quite a bit of beverage back here. Then just a little bit lower, we have 2 USB charging points and also a normal standard household outlet, which is very cool. But overall, I'm very, very comfortable back here. I could sleep back here, you could camp back here, and also I'll show you the room. So these seats fold up. The seat I'm sitting in also does fold up, and you have just a whole bunch of space. I fit a bunch of stuff in here this week already. Very, very convenient, very nice to use, very nice to have. I also love these mats, very easy to clean and get dirty, so great there too. Let's take a look up front though and see what's up there. All right, here we are inside up front of the F-150 Lightning. My favorite place is always to spend time, but especially this week. When you have special vehicles like this, you really want to take your time and really sit in them, use them. So let's start off with the massive steering wheel for the F-150 Lightning. It's huge, but it matches it because the vehicle feels huge. So you need a big steering wheel. We can't have this little dinky toy thing that doesn't make any sense. So great. And they also kind of removed the blue around the Ford, kind of made it like it got struck by lightning. It's silver. They kind of removed all color. I really do like it though. Then we have a whole bunch of physical buttons on the side here. Easy to clean, easy to get dirty. I love that Ford's done that. They haven't gone with any of that haptic garbage that nobody likes anyways. So there we go. We also have the Blue Cruise control, media controls, and I can control my digital gauge cluster there as well, which is super nice. Shows me my range, how much battery I'm regenerating, whether I'm in one pedal driving, driver assistance, trip info, everything you could want is right there, as well as your speed and speed limit, all stuff like that is all right there, all digital, very smooth, no problems at all there. Then over on my door panel here, I have my window controls, my mirror controls. I have 3 memory seat settings. Both the driver and passenger seats are power adjustable. Continuing over on my left-hand side, I have some buttons to control the lighting on my mirrors. They have cool lights on them. Then I have 2 buttons as well to open the liftgate and the front trunk. I have a bunch of lighting controls as well as a little button here that can actually move my pedals closer and move them further away from me. I think other F-150 Lightnings also have that feature, but it's here too, and I love it. Then just over here, I have a little Pro trailer knob here. This is part of the tow package that you can get here on the Platinum, and basically when I have a trailer attached, I could put the Lightning in reverse and I could use this little knob to aim the trailer exactly where I want it to go, and it'll turn the wheel accordingly, so we don't have to worry about it. I'm terrible at backing up anything, couldn't do it if you asked me, so that's very good. I don't want to learn, so I'm not gonna have to with the Lightning. Continuing on over, we have this massive vertical iPad looking screen that if you saw the Mach-E video, then you know exactly what this looks like. It is a 12-inch vertical display. Very useful though. I have a bunch of controls. I can see my 360-degree camera, wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto. I can go through all the vehicle settings in here. The climate control is stuck here. There's really not a lot of physical buttons in terms of climate control, heated seating, all that stuff, heated steering. It's all controlled through here. So that's the only thing that's like, you know, maybe you'd like to see physical buttons, but it's got built-in Amazon Alexa. The navigation in here is great. You can control your Pro power on board. Basically what that does is if I have something plugged in at the front and I don't want the car to stop charging it or to stop running power to it, I can turn that on. It will use a little bit more battery, but I can turn that on or off whenever I need to save battery or whatever. Then we also have games. So like say you're sitting at the charger, I can go into my entertainment tab and I can have things like blocks, lane chains, double sum, Sudoku. It's got a whole bunch of cool stuff. The only thing it's missing is like Amazon Prime or something like that, or Netflix or YouTube while you're charging would be cool on the vertical screen, but so far Ford has not integrated it yet. Hopefully they will in the future. We also have a cool little feature. If I tap this little thing here, this little circle is actually a volume control, but if I tap the fan speed button, I can actually use it for controlling the fan speed. Same thing with the passenger, they can do it. It's dual zone automatic climate control, which I love, so that's really cool too. Moving a little bit lower now, I've got one USB-C, one USB normal, and a nice wireless charging pad that keeps the phone nice and in there when you're absolutely ripping the lightning. It'll keep it nice and secure. Then we have probably one of my favorite features. I know other F-150s have this kind of thing. You press this little button next to the shifter makes itself disappear. I no longer have a shifter. Of course, you can only do this in park. Then I can have this nice little work surface on. I actually used this while I was at the charger. I edited a Polestar video that's on my own channel, and I just did some photo editing and stuff like that right here while it was charging. Really cool. You can even have a laptop, different stuff plugged in, because you have a normal household plug right here. There's also a 12 volt right here as well. So you can really just use this truck from the inside too. If it's a hot day like it is today, you don't want to go outside, bang, you can work from inside your truck. That's really cool. Last but not least, we have a little bit of storage here in the front compartment where you click that and the passenger can kind of store stuff. Then we have these super nice, again, this two-tone black and like off-whitish color with the platinum stitched in. And we also have the B&O speakers right in our headrest, driver and passenger. I love that fact. It's so good, the surround sound system. Platinum badge right here. You know you're driving F-150 Platinum when you get in here. There's absolutely no doubt about that. It's very cool. And so yeah, overall, been a really, really great time. I love this panoramic sunroof that I have up here too, that is functional, does open and close, and it has a sunshade. They've literally thought of everything, and I struggle to find bad things to say about the Ford F-150 Lightning, other than it's crazy expensive. But hey, if you've got the cash, this is the one to go for if you're looking for an electric pickup. So far, the bar is very high, but we're not done yet. Let me take you on a test drive. I'm going to push this thing full throttle. You're gonna get my full reaction of that. It's insane. 500 horsepower, EV horsepower. You're not gonna wanna miss it, so let's cut to that. Okay, here we are, 2023 Ford F-150 Lightning Platinum. Oh my goodness, it's been such a comfortable week. This is probably the most comfortable pickup that money can buy. I really do think that. Although yes, sometimes you do kind of get tossed around when you're in the off-road mode, or when you're doing off-road like things like going through massive potholes. Like just yesterday, I was in a parking lot that was just full of potholes. I turned on the off-road mode and I kind of went like, you know, my head kind of bounced around a bit, but that's because your wheels are like in the ground, like properly buried almost. So for that, it was really good. And I really did like the fact that the car has a rear, front and back suspension does help things quite a lot, actually, when it comes to like balancing on different types of, you know, crappy roads like it was. So that's really cool. So I talked about off-road mode already, but I'll also mention that it has a normal mode, a tow/haul mode, and a sport mode. It can all be controlled here, unfortunately, through the infotainment system, which isn't the greatest thing in the world. It could have been useful to have a drive button, but alas, we do not. But I will go ahead and pop it into sport mode. Takes a couple of seconds and then it engages. Doesn't turn off traction control like we saw last with the Polestar, so I feel a little bit better doing it with this one. So I will actually, you know, come to about as much of a full stop as I possibly can here. There's no traffic around me, no traffic ahead of me. So here we go. We're gonna stamp the brakes here. 3, 2, 1, let's rip the Lightning. Let's go. Oh my God. Go! Holy crap! Whoa. This is no joke. Remember when I told you at the beginning of the video that a Lightning or a pickup truck in general should not be able to move like that? That still remains the thought. That still remains the point. What is that? That's not from this planet. It goes so fast, and that's a normal. Look at this. Look how fast I'm going. What's this? Hello. We have arrived at the next generation of vehicles. That's all I can say. I mean, because my God, it's so fast. Like over 500 horsepower. Obviously, if you put that kind of power into a smaller frame, we'd literally take off. But still, the fact that a pickup has that kind of power can just dispatch of an Audi or a BMW off the line like this thing can do, and has done. I have been doing it this week to people. Wow, that is just crazy. And the handling actually in sport mode is very good. The turning radius on this car is surprisingly good as well. The back wheels don't turn or anything like that, so you're not going to be able to turn or rotate on a dime or anything. But still, I was very, very surprised at the overall turning radius of the Lightning. So far, range has been pretty good. I've been getting about what Ford has projected, like the high 400 kilometer on a full charge kind of thing. I have needed to use the supercharger because that home charger, oh boy, does it do nothing. When you have that little 12 volt kind of thing, it really doesn't do anything. But so right now I am doing about, here, let me go into my trips. I am doing about 28 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers, which for a pickup is not bad. I really can't hate on it. It's a big piece of thing to move. We got a massive battery under the floor, massive wheels, massive suspension. I mean, if you look at the bolts on the suspension of this thing, it looks like it's from an aircraft. Like, it's just insane. Some of the mechanics that are in here, and I feel like that's maybe where a lot of the price comes from with the 123,000. But you know, when you're pressing on the throttle hard, or even just stopping and going, you're using the battery to do that because it has to pick up all of this weight. So this does have Ford's co-pilot, driver assist, so you got your lane keep assist and stuff, which when you're in a big car like this and you're not used to driving one, that lane keep assist is so good. It is, it's almost a necessity. I cannot turn it off. I don't feel comfortable turning it off. I have it on all the time, and it kind of just vibrates the steering wheel a little bit to let you know that you're maybe drifting out of the lane a little bit too much, or you're too far one way. It's very useful. We also have Blue Cruise. There's 2 sensors here and here that show me what is going on, like that will actually watch my eyes. They don't show me anything. They watch your eyes. They make sure that while Blue Cruise is active, while your hands are off the steering wheel, you are paying attention and you do not fall asleep. If you stop paying attention, it will beep at you and yell at you to take your hands and put them back on the steering wheel. And you know, Blue Cruise will kind of disable itself a little bit for a bit, and then it'll come back on. But it's very good, and I think it's mostly on the North American highways. Like, I checked on the websites of Ford's map. It's mostly like Autoroute 20 and the 40 have Blue Cruise available. Anywhere else, you're just gonna get your standard adaptive cruise control, which, don't get me wrong, is still really good. This also has some propulsion sounds inside of it, but you know, which are cool. It's interesting, but like, I know a lot of people drive with them off, so I've been driving with it off too. I don't hate the propulsion sounds. I just know that like, it doesn't add that much to the experience. If you're kind of used to driving like a gas F-150, maybe you'd want it just so things kind of feel normal to you, but I'm used to the EVs being silent, and I like to hear the braking and stuff like that go on underneath me, so it's really cool. So yeah, speaking of silence, the road noise is absolutely incredible. Like, I'm just quiet in here, and the sound system, because of that, just sounds so much better. 18 speaker surround B&O. Oh my goodness, it's good. It's one of the top ones that I've heard this year. It's almost up there with the Lincoln. For those of you that don't know, the Lincoln Aviator, it's the Aviator that has my favorite sound system ever. It's got a 3D surround sound system. It's insane. Nothing has beaten it so far, but the Ford F-150 Lightning has definitely come close. Now this car as well, just based off looks, it turns heads. Usually other F-150 drivers, they know what this car is. They're the ones that look the longest. I think it's the color. This blue metallic kind of color they got going on this year for the trim that they gave me is just so cool. It's actually probably one of my favorite colors. I mean, obviously the red looks like the best in my opinion. I'm a red fan, but you know, the blue is really cool. The blue would be like my second option. If I could never get the red F-150 Lightning, I would go with this exact metallic blue. So nice, so cool. But it comes in a bunch of colors, black, white, whatever you want. It really does have the color options available to you. But this platinum trim really takes the Lightning to a whole other level. And if you really need a truck like that, and if you use it for work and stuff like that, well, then you're saving gas and you're making money. So maybe the 123,000 pays for itself, because you're not going to get a government incentives, that is for sure. The visibility in the Lightning has been really, really good as well. No complaints there. I've got a huge driver window, huge passenger window where I can almost look out and see the ground. The windscreen is very big. I can see very well at the back. There's no digital rear view camera, which sucks a little bit. You think at this price point, they might as well just throw that in, because you're already paying like a whole house for a car. So, you know, it would have been nice to see that, but okay, we don't have it. But you know what? The visibility is there, so I'll take it. Really nice usable sunroof here. And you know what? It's just been such a pleasure to drive. I'm gonna be upset to bring it back, and yeah, I struggle to find bad things to say about it, other than it's very, very expensive, and you're not gonna get your hands on it unless you do something that allows you to make that kind of money. And if you do, well, congratulations to you. The regenerative braking in here is also really, really good. Like, it does take a little bit longer to stop than say something like the Polestar 2 did, but it's just very, very good. I'm able to adjust by driving to it very well. Don't have to touch the brakes at all, which is really, really cool. Yeah, it's just, I really did like the way that this goes I drive in one pedal driving in this car all the time. Okay, so let's do some final thoughts for the Ford F-150 Lightning. Unfortunately, the video is about to come to an end, and I hate it because that means my week is coming to an end, and I don't want it to. I would keep this for longer because it's so much fun to drive. I'm so high up off the ground. The ride quality is really, really comfortable. You know, it's the most comfortable pickup truck that you could get. It is like, it does everything right in terms of dampening. Like, I mean, you can't make a flawless ride quality with a pickup truck that's like, you know, as high off the ground as this thing is, but Ford really got close to being flawless when it comes to the ride quality. I wonder how the gas powered, if you have a gas powered F-150, let me know. And let me know how the ride quality is on it, because I'm really curious to know. But yeah, overall, it's been a great truck, great time. Like I said, the worst thing about it is the price. I wish it was cheaper. I wish we could see more, because even in the lower trims, it is still kind of more on the expensive side of things, which is a little bit unfortunate. But you know what? Maybe these trucks, like I said, do pay for themselves, so things might balance themselves out there. But it really does have everything you would want or need from a pickup truck. It has everything I could ask for: the speed, the capacity, the usability, the towing. It's just got everything, and it's efficient to boot, you know, and you're saving money on gas, and it's an electric vehicle, so it's future-proof. So like I said, Ford really did take their best pickup truck and they adapted it and made it electric and made it future-proof. And why would you not do that? And why would you not buy it? I mean, if I had the money for it, if I had the money and was in the market for a pickup, the F-150 Lightning sets the bar high. I know there's a lot of comparisons to the Tesla and stuff like that, but the Cybertruck is just not out yet. And so whatever the Cybertruck does has to be really good, really unique, because the F-150 Lightning has got everything on lock so far. They are at the top on my list anyways so far for every single thing that you would want out of a pickup electric vehicle. So Cybertruck, Tesla, thank you for letting Ford use your network, but you're gonna have to bring something big to the game to beat them in the pickup market. And with that being said, I will leave it there. Unfortunately, we'll have to end this video with an F-150 pickup, but if you liked, make sure you leave a like, make sure you leave a comment. Let me know what you think of the F-150 Lightning. Did I miss something? Is there something we should talk about in the comments? We always read it. Me and Niall are always in there, and I'm happy to bring the first video of the F-150 Lightning to the PRN channel. Thanks again, Niall, for putting me in this position. Thank you, the viewer, for watching and for commenting and for liking and subscribing, because without you, none of this is possible. So thanks so much. Make sure you subscribe so we can bring you even more vehicles. Any vehicle I can get my hands on, I'm going to be sitting in the driver's seat in front of this camera, and I'll tell you about it to help you make the best buying decision you can. With that being said, take care. I'll see you in the next week. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.